Hello, everyone. I would like to talk about how to stay relevant as an AI engineer in this fast-changing field. My name is GORDAN KREKOVIC, and I'm the CEO of Visage Technologies. It is a Croatian Swedish company founded 20 years ago in Lidköping in Sweden, but with around 150 people actually working here in Zagreb. So we are a computer vision company. We have two separate divisions, separate business models, automotive division and face technology division. So in our automotive division, we are working together with Arriver. They are actually a world-leading automotive company providing systems for active safety, autonomous driving, and also advanced driver assistance. They have been recently acquired by Qualcomm, and we are contributing to algorithms that can detect and track different types of objects, including pedestrians, other vehicles, traffic participants, but also road infrastructure, signalization, situations on the road, anything that is in front of the vehicle. And then such signals can be used for automatic braking, lane keep assist, and other functionalities. And it's already deployed in many different vehicles. For example, Mercedes S-Class is the actually most popular now because of it is the first vehicle in Europe with a level 3 of autonomous driving, but also Polestar 2, some models of Volvo, and so on. So they're on the road already. On the other hand, in our face technology division, we are developing our own product. So it's software development kit, SDK, that can track landmarks on human face. And actually, our customers usually surprise us with all the applications they can find for this technology. From robotics, for example, to know whether you're interacting with a robot, or in preventive health, marketing, gaming, virtual makeup, virtual try-on. So there are many, many different applications. And besides tracking landmarks, we can also extract additional information from human faces. And here it says I'm 31. Actually, I'm 35, but I feel old anyway, because I graduated in 2010. You may say, don't be that harsh on yourself, it's not that long ago, but let me change your mind. So 2010 was the year when Apple introduced the first iPad. We didn't have iPads then. We also didn't have Instagram. In July that year, the first Instagram post was published. There wasn't Pinterest. So we as students, we used MySpace, and some of early adopters used Facebook. Gamification was a term coined in 2010. So it's unimaginable that we didn't know about this idea. And today, not only that we have different generations of iPads, tablets, social networks, and also gamification in every product, we also have many concepts, many ideas, many practices, many tools, frameworks for AI. And if you graduated in 2010, you had to learn this after your formal education. During that period, also the number of papers in this related field quadrupled in some aspects, or tripled. So it seems that it is impossible to keep track and to keep up with everything that is going on. Well, that stance, that attitude would be wrong, because Carol Dweck popularized this idea. She's a psychologist doing a lot of research on learning. And she popularized the idea that if you have a growth mindset, if you believe that you can learn, then actually it will lead to better results. She did, of course, a lot of studies. One of them was based on 2 different groups of students that were tracked during the 2-year period. And the group who believed that they can get smarter, they can learn, it's not predefined by nature who can learn mathematics. They actually were more motivated to learn because they actually perceived goals as something feasible and meaningful. And they put more efforts, spent more time for learning, and then finally they achieved better results. So, okay, now when we have a positive attitude, the problem here is to set goals, especially when it comes to AI. Because there are so many things, so many technologies, how to choose. Of course, especially if you are a full-time team member in a company, you don't have time now to explore everything, to learn everything. So the key first step is to decide what to do and to prioritize. If there is a systematic support from the company, then it's a very big plus. When I think about my development, personal, I usually start with my interests and preferences, but also with a career vision, so where I would like to be in several years. And also, it's very important that this vision is aligned with the company vision. Otherwise, it will be harder to pursue this direction. So in our company, managers, team leaders, and also division level management, they have these tasks to check whether people have desires in terms of their career development that are aligned with company vision. But besides interest, preferences, and career vision, what is very important is also to understand yourself, to have some level of self-awareness, to know what are you already good at, and to start from that, to build on potentials, on strengths, and not on limitations. Maybe how to compensate for limitations, not to start improving your weaknesses. This is also something that is quite popular in the last 10 years in psychology. Gallup is one of the big companies promoting this approach, strength-based learning. And to answer these questions, because they're easier posed than answered, there should be some kind of support. In Visage Technologies, we have a personal development program that provides several mechanisms to raise self-awareness, to know how to align these goals, how to set goals. And for that reason, there is a 360 feedback survey during which you can get feedback from not only your superior, but also from your peer colleagues, maybe also customers, to get a better picture about your skills and also things that you could improve. Then there are development talks with your direct superior. So managers talk with people in terms of discovering their desires to improve, but also understanding what are the needs. And they set goals together. Of course, each team member, this is not obligatory. It's something that provides support. It's a framework with mechanisms, but then each team member is owner of their own development program. And finally, tracking these goals helps in understanding the progress and having the sense of actually achievements. And now, whether you have a personal development program or you are on your own, you need to set these specific goals, to choose what to do. And for that reason, it's very good to refer to this concept of learning pyramid. So it actually shows that different degrees of retention is related to different types of learning. So if you just listen to a lecture, the retention of knowledge is about 5%. Reading 10%, if you consume audiovisual content, around 20, demonstration 30, discussion with other people 50, practicing, doing on your own 75, teaching others around 90%. Well, these numbers may not be fully correct. This theory is from the 60s, from the last year, and it was the materials are lost, so it's very hard to reproduce the methodology. However, I still think this is very useful because you remind yourself that it's not just listening or visiting a conference. I would still invite you to the next year, to future conferences are very great, but they will not make you expert just by listening and then going home. So there are other things, and especially down on this pyramid, it says that if you do something, if you teach other people, then you will learn even more. But as I said, we love conferences. We visit a lot of conferences during the year because they give you ideas, they motivate you, you come back with better understanding, better overview of the state of the art. You maybe also meet other people. So I would recommend a lot of conferences, but these are actually related to computer vision and pattern recognition that we visit every year, like CVPR, ICCV, but also machine learning, ICML. Besides these basic conferences, we also have additional ones. So these are some that we visit every year. We send people, especially now when they can travel again on different continents, and they come back with new ideas. Also, summer schools are very cool, especially if they are somewhere near where we can fit all in one van and then go as a group. It's very fun. Then we have a library with around 50 books related to all these topics, computer vision, machine learning, pattern recognition, and so on. And I think that reading also provides a very good theoretical basis. So it's easier to start doing something if you know some basics. Then lecture and audiovisual content are somehow combined in online courses. So this is very easy for individuals and also for companies, because there are also very accessible and free courses as well. And now we are approaching this more interesting part of the pyramid, because actually it would be ideal that you can learn most of relevant information, most of relevant skills during your everyday work. So if this is possible, go for it. Of course, not all of us can define projects, structure the work only focusing on what I will learn. For that reason, there is a lot of responsibility on the management to talk with people, to discover what are the goals, and then to see what can be done. Whether there are some opportunities, to recognize opportunities, and also to distribute work within team so that individual team members actually get relevant opportunities. And finally, mentorship is something that we consider very, very important. We are currently working on career ladders, engineering levels, and so on. And we are considering that mentorship should be obligatory for higher levels in the engineering ladder. So if you are like a senior principal engineer or distinguished engineer, you actually have to be a mentor in a very obvious way, because having only technical skills is very limiting in terms of contribution to other people, to the teams, to the company. But of course, it's not exclusive for seniors. We also have different opportunities for example, for junior team members to become mentors, for example, for internship students, or for domain-specific topics, or for their own teams in those domains in which they are more skilled. Because mentorship develops both mentors, but also other people as well. And this actually leads to my first conclusion of this talk, is that learning is a social and emotional experience. It's not just reading the book, but when you get a feedback, there is some kind of emotional response. There is also some kind of motivation for further learning. And then when you apply it in practice, then you also have this both feeling and interaction with others. Then setting and tracking goals propels progress. It gives meaning. It gives more clarity and prioritization of things that should be learned. And finally, you should start building on your strengths, because it's more motivating and provides you a better direction. So thank you. We are also employing, and you can learn a lot in Visage, and happy learning.